Hi, this is Dr. Scott Young, and today we're going to talk about Executive Order 13818. It talks about the seeds of NESARA GESARA in a way that you haven't really thought about. Now, you have heard me talk about it, but we're going to focus just upon this executive order in ways that you haven't really imagined. Okay, so let's bring this little puppy up here. Okay. So we're going to show you the executive order here. And so here's where Trump brings it up in December of 2017. And you go, okay, cool. I got it. But let's show you the seeds of this thing. So we have a concert in October 1st of 2017. And you go, oh, okay, well, what is that? Well, that's in Las Vegas. And it turns into a massacre. And you're going, a massacre? And it's the Mandalay Hotel. And right between there is these really black helicopters that were right about here. And they show up and they start shooting up the area. And we think that they're right up here with this real bad boy that, he dies in the middle of this thing. But it's not really the case. And there's a lot of really great documentary issues that go on, but that's not what it's all about. And that's what false flags all, they all get into here. And so there's so much that this really doesn't explain. And what is it? 150 people are dead in this whole situation. So there's just so much not explained in here at this concert. So people are dying left and right. So much shooting going on from this little tiny hotel room, and we don't actually know why or how it actually is going. But what you don't realize is that Al-Walid, is actually the one who orchestrated the shooting. Why? Because he wants to take out Prince Muhammad. He's the Saudi prince that should be the king of Saudi Arabia. Trump figures it out. So their job was the White Hats, or the White Hats figure out that Trump wants that the White Hats or the Black Hats are going to take out this man. So Walid wants to take him out. And they always have a target, a background target to do this. So they don't just do an assassination like they used to do. So they have this little issue in the background. Now, who is this guy? Well, this guy is a real sicko in a lot of ways, but we see him out on the front. He's a billionaire businessman. Okay. And so when we see this little dude, what he actually controls Twitter from that time frame. Now, we don't realize it, but he controls most of the social media areas. He is involved in it. As soon as Saudi Arabian prince here, Mohammed, understands what Trump actually does, he's like, thank you so much. And tells Trump, what can I do for you? Well, Trump goes, I got some work that I need to do. I'll get back to you. So Trump goes back and he's going to write this executive order. Saudi Arabian prince decides, I'm going to do my own work. And he locks this guy and a whole bunch of other idiots up in a hotel around about a month later, somewhere in November of 2017 or so. And he takes all the rest of them, holds them in there for about a month or so, and takes them out. and they have to like pay to get out of the hotel, but they don't really get out of the hotel, and hangs them all. This is the way to do it, because Trump, in his tour of these nations, in his NESARA tour, has said, "I know everything. This is the sword dance that you've heard about." And if you want to learn about this, you can actually go on to Burrow channel and you can watch about the greatest show on earth. It's a really good thing. And you can listen to Derek Johnson as he talks about the same kind of information. And it's based upon the very important executive order of 13818. So let's talk a little bit about this, and we'll kind of refer back to as we go through here. Executive Order 13818 talks about president. He talks about the prevalence and the severity of the human rights abuses and corruption. Well, okay, so we have human rights issues, but corruption? That's a real weird term. You never put corruption in there, too. So he's talking about corruption means it goes way up to the top. And it says not just a substantial part, but it's inside and outside of the United States. Interesting. It's the stability of the international political and economic schemes. Oh, wait a second. That's really big. It's facilitated by dangerous people. It undermines economic markets. Wait a second. I thought that was just on the side. No, he's saying that's inside of the economic markets. But he goes, I'm going to block your property. Now, when I first learned about this from Santa Surfing, Lonnie and I talked about this, and I remember hearing from her, and I was like, I don't get it. What do you mean? If you got someone from Nantucket, why wouldn't that just guy move to Manhattan and go buy a property? But what I realized is that they were taking that person and that billionaire. So let's go over and look at Waleed, who was the first one they were doing this. And they were taking all of his property, taking all of his abilities, and they were bankrupting these people. So people like this guy, the crown prince, is part of the bankrupting, the white hat bankrupting of these ones here. I don't know if he's still alive. I don't think he is. I think he's gone. So they're bankrupting. These guys are bankrupting. And so is Trump bankrupting all of them from top to bottom. Let's talk a little bit about this. All their property and interest in the properties inside of the United States. You see, you think about Gates, and he buys up all of the lands, like farmlands and all these little areas, and you're going, yeah, but he has all this stuff. Where does that go? It goes in the Saint Germain funds, and it's going to get redistributed out to the farmers and the people that can utilize it. Wait a second, that's a good thing, isn't it? It's going to get re-annexed out to this order. And then he puts in a really weird caveat. Any foreign person determined by the Secretary of the Treasury. Now, would it be Janet Yellen? No, she gets none of this stuff. She's not going to be a part of this issue. Who would that be? Steve Mnuchin. Remember, Steve Mnuchin's the smart dude. Why would you put Secretary of Treasury in this thing? Wouldn't you put, someone else? Why wouldn't you put the Fed in the middle of this? Because the Fed's not a part of this. Because he already been thinking the Treasury was going to run the money. NESARA, NESARA, NESARA. Treasury is going to run the money. It has to be constitutional, guys. Constitutional. And they were going to take all the foreign money and put it under Treasury. This is what has to happen for each one of the countries. Anyone who is responsible or complicit in this serious human abuses. So even current or former government officials Oh, they're going to go backward in time, aren't they? Oh, baby. Their corruption and misappropriation of state assets, that's going to be Biden and even all the other people around him and all the other people. Oh my goodness, it's going to get fun. The entities and even and including government agencies, entities engaged in whose members engage. It's collecting everything, whose property and interest in the properties are blocked so they can't get access to it. It's like you put the key in the hole and you can't turn the key in the hole with this. The assets, their assets, the sponsored, the provided financial, material, technological support, basically any support staff along with it, it takes away all of that kind of situation. um, to be owned or controlled or acted on, purported to act upon on the behalf of the property. I mean, it's taking away all of the ability. It is so deep, it's not even funny. The unrestricted immigrant, non immigrant entry into the United States of the aliens determined to meet one or more of the criteria. He's basically saying he's talking about immigrants. And aren't we dealing with immigrant issues? But Trump was so fully saying, I'm going to take care of this whole thing. Now, I know that Derek Johnson talks about 13848, but my thing is 13818. This is the NESARA thing that he is involved in. And this thing got extended over and over again. This thing is still involved and has not been taken care of. Guys, do you understand? This is so cool. This is so worthwhile. It started with this because this was the false flag because he had to do something. Now, here's what happened. This prince started to take out the trash. But then Trump said, I want you to go to all the social media companies. I'm going to take me off the screen. I'm going to take that off the screen here. Hold on. And I want you to go to all the social media companies. And he did over the next year in 2018 and 2019, specifically more in 2019. And I want you to go to the social media companies and say, at the right time, you're going to pull me off. Do you see? This was a planned pull me off so that I can be in the background and do my job, so I can be the shadow president in the next phase of this. This is why we're from 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, more really 2021, 2022, 2023. He probably didn't know it was going to go on this long. Who did? Who would have known? I don't believe in Project Looking Glass or any kind of thing like that. But the reality is, this has gone on for a long time. And this is the difficulty that happens in here, guys. I know you're struggling. I know it's November 1 and you're going, when is this thing going to happen? This is a military, it's a financial issue. It's coming to a head. We're almost there. But I'm trying to show you the backward issue. This NESARA thing is coming to a head. Take courage. Know that it's gonna happen. I do. So if you really want to get a little bit more information, you can go to my website here, drscottyoung.com. Go check it out, man. Go find out a little bit more information out there. I have a download that you can kind of go look at. You can download some information. If you want to donate to my my website, you can help me out, but happy to be there for you. Thanks so much.